Hello, YouTube. Well, 2.3 was nice while it lasted, but multi-crew as of Beta 5 is effectively dead on arrival now with the loot scaling based on combat rank, which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever in terms of gameplay design. And I'll kind of put this out there. Now, today Frontier did respond that the rationale for this was twofold, and I have a feeling that they're going to use the Donald J. Trump school of negotiating, and they've put something in that is ridiculously bad on purpose. So when they do rebalance it to something that is still going to be pretty bad, they can say, well, look, it's not as bad as what we originally put in there, which is kind of a shame. Now, part of the rationale and reasoning is, well, we didn't want people to join the game, join their friend's Uber ship, and then earn millions of credits and skip out on the early part of exploring the game. And this, look, Frontier, you have an open world multiplayer game. As a result, you shouldn't give a damn how people want to play it. If they want to skip that portion of the game, let them. Okay? Because at the end of the day, that's going to bring you in more dollars than it is trying to dictate to them how they should play the game. People don't want to be dictated to. If or they did, you should have designed a different game. You should have had a single-player, story-driven narrative a la Mass Effect Andromeda. For good or bad that is. But if you have an open-world multiplayer game and people want to bring their friends along and they don't want to trudge through, and I've had friends that have told me, I don't want to grind out another game right now. And I was like, hell, with this multi-crew thing and everybody able to split bounties, you can buy the game, join me for a few hours in a weekend, and you'll have enough credits that you can get a ship decent enough that we can start engaging in PvP a little bit, or you can start engineering up your ship and things like that, and we can get engaged in more facets of the gameplay that would actually interest them. In this case, PvP. Now, the other argument that they had is that people joining your ship via multi-crew basically were getting all of the rewards without any of the risk, and I do kind of agree with them on that part. What they wanted to do is say, crew members earn 80% of the voucher, and the other 20% goes as a bonus to the helmsman, I don't think too many people would necessarily be against that, to where for hosting a session, you get 140% of the payout, and the crew members only get 80% because, again, you're bearing the risk of losing your ship where your friends or even strangers are not. I think if that was what they were wanting to go for there in terms of balance of risk versus reward, we could argue about whether it should be a 10% or 20% cut. But I think if that were the case, people would be going, okay, that kind of makes sense, okay. Some people may not like it, but I think most people generally would be okay with that. But this idea that, we don't want people to skip out on the early portions of the gameplay, look, you've got a fairly mature product out that's been on the marketplace for a couple of years. In the product life cycle, you're already starting to trend down, hence why they're going to need a Season 3 in order to keep the funding train rolling. The problem is you need reasons to draw in an expanded and new player base, and that does involve adopting some more casual games. I've had people that have said, I would play Elite Dangerous to serve on your crew as a gunner if I could with my mouse and keyboard. I don't want to buy a controller. I don't want to buy a joystick. But, hey, if I could join your crew, I'd buy the game and we could do that and have a lot of fun doing that as a group. I want them to be a worthwhile investment for them for their time playing that game outside of just for the shits and giggles, because shits and giggles are nice for a couple of hours, but what are you going to do the next time? It's not something that's going to bring people back time and time again. And this kind of goes on to a systemic failure that they've had now, and it's a managerial related problem at this point. It's with the overall comprehensive game design. They keep tacking on these features, they keep pouring more foundations, building 4 walls, and then never failing to finish the rooms off. Instead of, okay, well, this patch we're going to put a couch in the room, and the next patch maybe they're going to put a couch in the other room, but in the first room they put a decorative pillow. They keep adding into all of the aspects of gameplay with each subsequent major patch. And that's not happening. CQC Arena is basically dead. You know what could reinvigorate that very easily? Couple of things. One, be able to earn decals, ship skins, and things like that for participating in CQC and getting to different levels as rewards. They could also do something like if you fly 5 missions in a night, you get a 100,000 credit bounty or a voucher bonus in the real game, plus the credits you earn normally. They could do a whole bunch of things like that that would reinvigorate those portions of the game. And they simply haven't done it. And I think that this starts to squarely fall on the desks of Sandro Samacco, who I don't have any confidence knows what he's doing when he's developing a multiplayer open world game. And maybe even a little bit to David Braben, who's a little bit more concerned with, I think he had this ideal vision of how he envisioned people playing the game, and that's not how people play multiplayer open world type games. And you have to be able to embrace how people actually do play the game and give them a rewarding environment in which to continue to want to play the game. Because that is how you get them to get their friends to come in and new blood, aka more money. And then maybe some of those people also buy ship skins and accessory kits and all of that good stuff for their ships, cosmetic stuff. As well as people who then buy into the next season. I'm a premium beta backer. I will get whatever future seasons there happens to be for this game. But they need to get somebody into senior leadership there that truly understands game design and development for a multiplayer open world game. It is not Sandro Samacco. I don't think that he has that quite grasp of understanding with some of these decisions. Whoever is making these decisions needs to be let go and somebody else brought in to replace them to relook at things. That's just kind of where I am at this point in time. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to go eat dinner here because the wife is yelling at me to come upstairs to do that. Until next time, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and all of that fun stuff. See you next time.